Today I'm going to talk about being vulnerable. Early on, as we come into the Science of Mind teaching, there's a part where we're retraining our mind. And this is an essential step in our spiritual journey, in our spiritual evolution, because we find, you just can't think whatever pops into your head. You just don't want to have your experience be the thinking of the world that's always encroaching upon us, because the thinking of the world is largely not very good. Have you noticed? The thinking of the world tends to be negative, it tends to be fearful, it tends to be limited, and we don't want that to be our experience of life. A woman said to me the other day, she said, nothing good comes from negativity. And then she paused and she looked at me and she said, "Oh, you taught me that." So I thought that was great. I thought, my work is done here. My work is done. In the Bible, Jesus gives this teaching that to enter into the kingdom of heaven, you must become as a little child. And so I think that what that means, as I look at that today, what that means is that I have to be teachable. I have to be vulnerable. I have to be willing to really be who I am and trust that that's okay. See, to be vulnerable means that you have to accept who you are. You have to have a high degree of self-acceptance, or you will never want to allow yourself to be vulnerable in the world. See, the fear around vulnerability is, it all links back, I think, to what we call the universal doubt. That who I am is not enough, or there is not enough. I'm not educated enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough. Whatever it is, it's some spin, and everybody has this, by the way. Everybody has some thread of universal doubt that shows up for them. So it shows up as, there's not enough love, or there's not enough money, or there's not enough time, not enough something. Everybody's got their own unique spin on that. But God accepts you. So you must accept you, but because what you have to offer is your gift. Your love, your light, your you is what you have to offer, and it absolutely is enough. A few years back, I went down to San Pedro, and somebody took me out on a boat, and because the tall ships were coming into the San Pedro harbor, and I love the tall ships. I just think that they're just extraordinary. But you look at them, and it's like, oh my God, they actually go out into the middle of the ocean. That's just so incredible to me, And as I think about that, I always think about, this is what ships are built for, Now, sure, it's nice when they're docked, and they're nice and safe when they're docked, But really what they're built for is to be out on the seas in the wind and sailing, and so are we. That if we want to stay in close and play everything close to the vest, and not risk, we don't want to risk, because if I risk, I might be vulnerable. Why would I want to risk myself in relationship? Because I could get my heart broken. But the other side of that is you could have the most fulfilling relationship you've ever had in your life. Well, I don't want to risk too much in business, but, okay, but is that really, really what your soul came here for? Is to just sort of hide and play it safe and not draw any attention to yourself? See, I think that part of what Spirit, by means of each of us, is doing is being willing to be vulnerable and risk. Because, just like the ships were not built to be tied up to the dock. Right? They're built to be out there and sail. And we were not built by Spirit to just sort of hide out and play it safe. That we really came here to allow ourselves to be vulnerable and risk and put it out there into the universe. Science of Mind teaches us that all of the abundance of God, the abundance of the universe, is within you right now. And it's just waiting to be called forth into its expression. The world is waiting for you to give of the abundant nature of your being. It's all within you right now. Now, if we really understand this, this is the kind of thing that will make a huge difference in our lives. Since everything is already within me, I'm not here to get. I'm here to give. I'm here to give of my love and my light and my being into the world. And as we've been talking about in recent weeks, we always have something of value to give into every situation we find ourselves in.